Welcome to Yorkshireman Models. In this video I'm going to be showing you some of my favourite tools. Some I've bought and regretted, others that are just absolutely brilliant, cheap as out, and I still use them day in day out on nearly all my modelling. So I'm going to go through a few different varieties of stuff I've got. So first off we'll start with knives. Now you've got your basic knife. Simple, unscrew, put your blade in, big round, thing like that. I've got a few of these knocking about, usually get them in sets. They're not very good. Some are thinner handled than this, but I like this. I liked this one because it's got a nice fat handle you can grab and a good place there to put your finger so that you gain a bit of grip. Personally, not a great favourite of it. Old style, really old school this one. This is a really old one, but you can still get similar ones now, and you're just unscrewing it, shoving your blade in. The only problem I found with this, and I really enjoyed it, it was a good one, but the only problem I found, it's not very sturdy. It's a bit movey at the back. Didn't really rate it for that. And that for putting it there, yeah, it's good for digging in, but for normal cutting, it's not as good as what I've always liked. This is another matter. This is my favourite. The Swan Morton blades. That's a Swan Morton, by the way. That's just a generic, cheap holder. Get them all over, like I said. But a Swan Morton holder like this, I've got a couple of these. They all take the Swan Morton blades perfectly. They've got a lovely gripping point there for you to hold it if you want to think. It's nice and flat, so you can hold. As I tend to hold a bit like that at times. You can cut, you can hold it like that. It fits absolutely beautiful in your hand. It's a good weight. It's not just going to not just going to roll off at the table. Look, it's flat, and that's where that one goes wrong. They just do your head in. So, personally, if you're going to get into modelling, brilliant investment. Swan Morton blade handle, should I say? I'll go on to the next one. Swan Morton blades. So they come in packets, usually 5s like this. When you get one, you'll find it comes in a packet like that. So you've got 5 like that wrapped up. Nice idea with paper. It allows you to put your holding in for when you throw it away, when you've had enough. That's why I think that's a great idea. But I don't buy them like this. You can. If you're only just getting into modelling, one pack is fine. I tend to say one blade, or possibly I'll do 2 models, but definitely one blade will do a full model, but sometimes 2. If you're doing a lot of really intricate cutting like on canopies, always best to have a brand new blade in if you can. But I don't buy them in 5s like that. I buy the box full like this. Buy them online all over. Makes them really, really cheap to buy. I've had this box now, must be 3 years, 2-3 years, a couple of years, no, probably 3. Look at that, still got loads left. A couple of years that one, I'd say. Like that. That's a lot of blades you get, 100 I believe it is. Absolutely cheap they are to buy when you buy them like that. No idea how many it is, it's not telling me. But yeah, blades and knives, honestly, I always pick the Swan Morton ones. It's just me. But if I was going into modelling now, I wish I'd have known that flat one, because I have bought quite a few different knives. Got us nippers. Now, these nippers here, I think they're about £4. I've had them donkey's years. You can even see where they're wearing away on sides there a bit. They're grubby, they're full of crap, and they still work perfectly. It's got a blade on both sides, so it isn't the greatest. They're not really modelling snips, pliers, or whatever you want to call them, nippers. I mean, it says pliers. They're not really modelling pliers. They're designed for really electrical work, but they work absolutely perfectly. Still get them off of Amazon and all over places like that, and they really are cheap. Absolute bargain. I recommend them for anybody. But in my wisdom, if you want to call it that, I went out and I bought some more expensive ones. Some Despier, one Pierre, or whatever you want to say, however it's pronounced in, I think it's French. But I bought these. Now these pliers here are very expensive. I think they're about 30-35 quid, something like that now. And I'll be truthful, they cut beautiful. You can get right up against the edge of whatever you're cutting like that, and you can near enough make a perfect cut, but it don't do a perfect cut. So for 35 quid, all that difference I'm getting is I use a cut further away with these, because them being a double-sided blade, they tend to chop through it more, compared to this where you just get the one blade and the other's not got a sharp edge kind of thing, so they just nip up and just joint like that. But it's really been a waste of money. It really has. I still have to clean off the actual nubs on the parts that have come off at sprue. So would I recommend getting a really expensive set like this? No, that's 35 quid I could have spent on a kit. Could have been a lovely kit, to be honest, but no, I've got these. Do I use them? Yeah, because I paid 35 quid for them, so I'm going to use them. But if you're new to modelling, get you something like this. I won't bother with these if I'm honest. Nah. So that's my nippers done. Tweezers. I have absolutely got shed loads of tweezers. I've got the cheap generic ones. I'll tell you what, these are pretty good for when you're doing decaling when you first start to it, because it's easy to damage decals with pointy tweezers, but once you get used to it, you don't tend to really need them. But yeah, tweezers like these, pretty good for decals. They've got no point bit, slide under decal half decent, get it off, put it on if you want to use it like that. But these type, they're not bad, but look at how flexible they are. Look, they're too soft. They really are. And the softer they are, the more you want to press. And the more you press, the next thing you know, ping, boom, she's off. You've got your part, it's disappeared. Carpet monsters having it. I wouldn't ever recommend using these unless you've got them as part of a set and you're just starting out. These cheap generic type, they're not that good. This, right, I bought this because I thought, oh, it'd be brilliant this. It'll allow me parts for tweed, like, grab it, hold it, you can put it down. Yeah, can't hold out small. And they're that strong, that actual there. If you put out that's a bit brittle in it, it's going to snap it. I ain't kidding you, I've had it happen. So I probably won't recommend these. I won't. I mean, there's better stuff, in all honesty, than that for holding parts if you just want it to hold apart. Like if you're painting, you can even tell I've used it for painting. There's green paint all over it. So then we get to the ones I do prefer. Now I've got a set of ones called Towat there, and these, although they're a bit generic style, like these ones here. This is just your bog standard number 6 stainless non-magnetic tweezer. They're alright, they're pretty decent, but you can see there, them ones, they're nice and flat, but you've got a bit of a gap after the tip there. Look at that one. Oh, that's better. Yeah, see it better there. Right, this one is as flat as out, look, all the way up it nearly, right up to nearly about there before you can start to see a little bit of a gap appear. These, although there's a bit of pavement there, you can see they don't quite nip as well. And when they do start to nip, pull away a bit at the front. So these are not quite as good. These have been fantastic. I've got a set of these as well. This is the one I really use after it the most. So I tend to, when I'm modelling, one of these and this one. This is a Tamiya, and it's just your straight pointy one, and it's absolutely brilliant. There is no fear on it. The quality of them absolutely destroys these all over every day. Even these, quality of this is brilliant, but the price is high. It really is, and that's why I've only got this one Tamiya one. I keep looking at others and thinking, oh, I'll get one of them, and then I think to myself, no, well, I ain't paying that for a pair of tweezers, so I never do, even though I really appreciate this one. So, would I get Tamiya tweezers? Yeah, I would. When I'll stop being a skinflint Yorkshireman, I'll buy some more. These, every day. It's a good set. I got these off of Amazon, I believe. They're probably about, but just anything that's similar, tells you your numbers there, which is for what type of hook or whatever it is, I believe it is. But yeah, really good ones. Towats. And that, oh, it's just another generic one. and you can see there, the tips, they don't tend to be very good on these cheap generic ones, but they're alright. If you're first starting out, they're alright, but they're brilliant for me, I find. But if you can afford it, get yourself some Tamiya. Right, sanding sticks. Oop, my favourite one here. I have had, in fact I haven't had, I've got, should I say, I have got loads and loads of different sanding sticks. I go through my favourite. This one. Every day, these little thin ones that I got off for flooring models, I've got that off for flooring models. It's not bad, just a bit too rough at times. Absolutely fantastic though, that one. It is genuinely my favourite sanding stick. That blue section there is, it's just a beaut. It's just beaut. You've got the rougher side and a lovely smoothing side on that. Absolutely great. I would recommend anybody buy them, but I don't even know if flooring models do them anymore. It's been a long time ago since I got them. The next one, if you can ever get your hands on one of these from flooring models, it is brilliant. This is a canopy lifesaver. It really is. You can take a, not completely ruined, obviously, where it's got super deep scratches, but where you've got faint scratches, or you've got where there's blemishy marks, it doesn't seem right on a canopy, this is really smooth. You can really polish it down well. Flooring Models has got a video up about these. In all honesty, get your son to watch it and he'll show you how it saves a canopy. He's good, how he's done it, but I've used these for donkeys now, but since he started selling them near enough. And then I've got another one spare, a brand new one. I ain't used it yet, I daren't, because I don't know if he still sells them anymore, but yeah, brilliant sanding stick. If you're starting out, gonna be honest with you, these kind of sanding sticks are absolutely brilliant. In fact, I've got another one here, and I still use them sometimes, to be honest with you. Especially when I'm doing any kind of modelling where I don't want to ruin, well, I said ruin, but I'm building a diorama, and whatever I'm doing is going to ruin the sanding stick. I don't want to ruin my good ones, so I'll use these, and these are cheap. These are your nail file type sanding sticks you get from your supermarket. That one where you can get one what's smooth and shine, that's a great one, that one. That one's a little bit rougher if you want to take a lot more actual material off, but that one where you get it like that one has got there, you can see. That's, I can't even see what that's, let me just see if it'll come off. Shaped one, smooth, buff, polish. So they gain smooth. In fact, that is very close to that. It's not far off. It's a little bit rougher that. But these kind of cheap sanding sticks are brilliant. Now, my favourite sanding sticks for doing any kind of sanding when it comes to paint and stuff like that. We've got these sets from Display. I've gotten both of them, so we're going from the 180 all the way up to 2,500. The best one is this one, 1,000 to 2,500. That one I hardly use any. Right, these are absolutely great. I find them absolutely wonderful to use. You can bend them around the models because they'll do that, as you can see against my hand there. So you can do curves, you can do all sorts. Great. I would recommend anybody, if you're wanting a set that'll do everything, these kind of ones will. But they're not very big, but you do get about 5 or 6 in each tub. But like I say, of each size should I say, they're just not very big. And I've got, and these are only little, but I'll tell you what, they're good. Again, you think I'm flipping fanboy, but where I go, oh, well, I'll just rip it up and stuff it there, it's up and down. These little polishing pads, and these are absolutely brilliant. I really like them. Take them all out, they don't come out right. Little round polishing pads in there like that. So you take one out, and you've got the ability to get right in certain things, and they're really, really good soft polishing pads. They do really well. We've got even this side I use both sides of it. I find them really, really handy. Would I go out and buy them again? Probably not now. I've only ever used one lot. But the one I've used it on a few things. Really, really handy. Polishing pads. Oh, similar you can find. Yeah, they're good. But it's more expense. If I was starting out, them, if I just wanted to up my level, so I got something that is a jack of all trades and will do everything, this be here every day. There you go, sanding sticks. Right, tools for doing panel lines. Right, you've sanded the top of a fuselage, you found your actual canopy, not canopy, sorry, your fuselage, your lines on it, you've gone and you've sanded some of it out. It don't look deep or you can't see it anymore. So, I've got panel line scribers. I've got a few of these different tools. This is Tamiya, it's a good one, no doubts about it, right? Is it the best thing? No, the best I found is a straight up razor saw blade. Honest to God, I don't bother with knife, I always end up scratching hell out at kit with a knife. Razor saw blade on the panel where you want, and you just either follow it round if it's a curve like that, using just the tip. You can even saw it a little bit, or down an actual panel line itself. Have I got a little bit of a kit? Oh, it's just a little tiny piece what I've got on my table sticking about. But we'll just say you're wanting a fresh line down that. All you have to do is that. And you can see, and best to have a ruler. I'll come on to that in a sec, but like that. And then what you can do is, once you've done it once, you've set that line off going. Another thing, you don't cut your center, it ain't sharp enough. But you can see there, you're going down that line there. Look, as you can see, I've followed that line all the time. You try it with a knife, it's so sharp, it'll go off where it wants. And that's why I like that. These, yeah, they're great. These you can cut your salmon with, I know that much, done it before. But these, you can see there, because the line's already there, look at that. It is brilliant. My phone's getting in the way. But your problem with it, when you're trying to do it new, and it's trying to start off, it's not quite as good. They're quid, not even a quid sometimes, a piece. That, I don't know, about 15, 16 quid. I'd recommend getting just a razor saw for out like that, in all honesty. Save you some money. Next one I'm going to show you, my small part picker up a placer. Right, this I got Hobbycraft, I think it was, I'm sure it was. They're not dear, there's different variants about. It's like got like a silicone-y, whatever you want to say on the tip, and it will allow you to pick parts up and place it while you glue it, as you can see. For the smaller parts, there's a smaller tip, but they fall off one next thing. It's not strong enough. It's got to be for the smaller parts. Is it handy? Damn right it is, because when you're using tweezers, sometimes you're grabbing tweezers and you've got little tiny grab handles and stuff, and you're trying to hold them right, little tiny bit like that, and they're out. Before you know it, you're dropping them, or you're grabbing them and they're just twanging away because they're just like that. And if they're gone, they're gone. So that I find the easiest, where you can just hold it, put it to it, couple of dots of glue, done. Very handy it is, to be honest. Blue tack, quid a pack. It can be £1.59 some places, but I'm still seeing it often enough at a quid a pack. Got some other day actually, some white one. In fact, this is part of the pack of it because I've already used it. Blue tack, £1 a pack. It is probably the best, cheapest, easy camo product I've ever known you can have. Honest to God, you never tried it and you want to do it for a thing, just buy, pack and try. You'll probably never go away from it. There's super expensive versions of it that's like 20, 30 quid a set of thing, and yeah, you can use it and use it and use it, and oh, it's a little bit thing, and sometimes you get better lines and stuff. Honest to God, it's a quid. You couldn't care if you used it once and threw it, but you don't. It's still usable. Just got to warm it up a bit. It gets a bit hard. Other than that, it's fantastic. Really, really is a good product. Quid, bargain. Plastic putties. I've got two. Used them both for quite a while. I'm going to be honest with you. This is good. This will fill big gaps brilliantly. Small, fine gaps, not as good as this. This is, I'll just flatten it out so you can see it a bit better. Vallejo's plastic putty. That is the size as it comes out. You can just see it squeezing out now, just about. It is brilliant. My favourite gutter for everything. That one's about 3-year-old, that tube, but I've hardly used any. It really is great for seams, joints, anything where you just want a fine line to be filled. This stuff is, it's marvellous. Really is. Every day I would always get the plastic putty of Vallejo's. Yes, there's other sorts of putty about. There's your normal filler type putties, but yeah, this one for me. Little pin drills. Honest to God, you just want one of these. They're absolutely fine. You just drill like that, just twisting it, as easy as that. I've got a couple. I actually prefer the black one. But when you're using them, let me just get, oh, that's it. You want some really, really good, fine drill bits. These are not the best in the world, but I'll tell you what, for when you buy them as in like you usually get 4 or 5 packs like this, they're cheap, they're really cheap. I've bought multiple sorts of drill bits, but you can see how small these are. There, in fact, let me just put my hand. It's better. Super, super fine drill bits. Just be careful. If you've got them near your hand and you slip or anything, these will dig straight into your fingers anywhere, and half at time snap, so you've got to be careful with them. But other than that, they are brilliant, really are. Right, to wrap this up, I'm going to finish off with my favourites, glues. Right, glues are a pain, really can be a pain. Some are really good, some are bad, some are as thick as out, some so thin that you just goes everywhere if you're not careful. So, usually everybody's first experience of glue is some Umbro poly cement. Honestly, it is a really good glue. And honestly, it is the worst applicator in the world that you get with it. I mean, look at the size of the hole on that. And it's quite a thin glue. In fact, if I just get a bit of tissue here, I'll show you. You look, there you go. That's quite a thin glue. That goes all over your model and it wrecks them. If you ever use a note like this, put it on a piece of card, piece of something, anything other than just trying to put it directly onto the model with that, and use a toothpick or something like that, cocktail stick, just to make sure that you gain it exactly where you want. I wouldn't use this glue now for love and money, unless I'm doing a Airfix special or something. So next up, we're going to use my this is thingy, Revel with the needle applicator. Comes out of that, super fine, you can see, it's a really small hole. Do not press it when you're using it, you just hold it, let it flow. Pressing it will just squeeze it out all over, like that. It will go everywhere. All you need to do is just hold it against it, let it flow. It's a good glue. I would always recommend Revel of this version like that. And especially when you're just moving up, you've recently started and you're enjoying it and this is all you've got. If you want to try another one that's better, try this, you'll be amazed. But of all the glues I've got that I find the best that were ever invented, I mean I started with this when I was a kid, like 40 years ago. You're looking at now this. This is the creme de la creme to me. There is other versions of it, and everyone I've ever had all work near enough exactly the same. I just stick to Tamiya because I'm used to it. It's the one I've always used. But this with a tiny brush applicator. Tiny brush applicator, you can see there. And you just get a tiny bit on and it's dip. And you can just hold the parts together, glue it, lovely. It really is. You've got a thicker version. This is this, in my view. This does not have this size brush. It has a big, fat, horrid brush, and it is rubbish. I've took that big, fat, horrid brush off and I've replaced it with a thinner brush, which makes this glue brilliant. And it works well when you're gluing parts that are already painted. So, my two favourites of these with a damned close up here. You could call it the third or second, however you want to look at it, because my very favourite's that. So, and then it's that. But like I say, try not to use this. Use these. And on that note, I'm going to wrap this up. I'll have some more. I'll show you another day of tools and parts and other things I buy and use, just so you can see what it is I daily use when I'm modelling. And I'll do another one on paints at some point, so you can see what my paints are, what I use them for, and what kind of thinners and that I use with them. So thanks for watching, hope you've enjoyed it, and give me a thumbs up, a like, and hope I'll see you around for next time.